Good morning, EMC family. Let us start with our serenity prayer to welcome the dawn of a new day. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Your will, not mine, be done. Amen. And I think what I want to use a better word than amazing, but it is. It's just truly spectacular sunrise. So we'll go back in silence for you to enjoy the beautiful sunrise of Barbados being silhouetted against the Barbados flag. Wow. Starting with a 360 of love. Good morning, EMC family. Welcome to Docile Saturday. We're back again in our historic Garrison area and UNESCO site. And we thought today we'll take a different route and share a little bit more of this beautiful island. So let's start with what Barbados means to all of us, the Barbados flag. The blue on the flag represents the sea and the sky. The gold represents the sands of the island's beaches. The symbol at the center of the flag represents the trident of the mythical sea god Neptune. And the shaft of the trident is broken, symbolizing Barbados' break from Britain. And she has been flying from this location since 1966, November 30th, in the pouring rain, and when the Union Jack was taken down and the Barbados flag put up. I wanted you to see the horses training this morning around the garrison. We have sprinkling of showers so far. Consider those blessings from the heavens. And so let's start our docile walk. So here we are at the beautiful St. Anne's Fort. As you can see, there are cannons here lining right in front around the garrison. Some of them are going under repair. We're hoping that that color of red is just a temporary color, or we'll change them back to the beautiful black. But they're currently under repair, and we see the lovely clock tower as well. See George Washington House in the distance, and the main grandstand of the garrison and the Barbados Museum, and this new flag holding area where they have benches with all the governor generals and prime ministers of the country. And that's a lovely walk. And because we're in summer now, persons are out training early, so we saw people getting together and running and walking and doing stuff. So the garrison is the impressive remnant of a military complex comprising over 200 acres. This whole area is 200 acres that represents the historic garrison, and it stretches from Navy Gardens and Pavilion Court to the Hilton Hotel to Bay Street Esplanade. So it's a really massive area, all full of nothing but history. Last time we were here, we crossed the road and went down by the old police station and went in the general direction of the Drill Hall beach and share our memories of Drill Hall. Today we're going to go in the opposite direction. So we started with St. Anne's Fort, or what it was originally called St. Anne's Castle. It was created as a little city to protect the country if an invasion happened. The project was started in 1705 but ceased after apprehensions of invasion had ceased. So when they thought, okay, Barbados really, what was going on in the Caribbean waters is that Barbados was really fortified and we would not have any challenges, they stopped building this little mini city that was going to start here to protect the country. If something had happened, everybody would be walled in within this city, and Barbados would survive an invasion. But however, in 1789 and 1991, the half-completed castle was incorporated in the plans to develop the garrison as a permanent base for the British troops which arrived in 1780. The garrison started to take shape around 1790 when the first barracks were constructed. The process accelerated over the next 15 years as the British government acquired various parcels of land. By 1816, the garrison had acquired much of what becomes its full shape and size. What we see today, especially if you see those overhead shots that you can find on Google, or when you're coming into the island and you look over and you see that big circle of patch of land, you know, all of that is the historic garrison. However, the entire encampment was a death trap because rain turned the parade ground into, and all low-lying areas, into a swamp. So some of us remember that when the rain fell, the garrison could not have races and this whole area would become swamp-like. And because it was like that and there were no drainage systems in the 1700s, the high mortality rate of yellow fever and malaria was eased only when this area was properly drained in the 1840s. So we are going to be on the move as soon as we say hello to our merry band of walkers. And there you are. There's my 6 o'clock bell. We were hoping that we would capture something for 𝗂𝗃, but we'll see what happens. So I'm walking towards all my docile walker friends. I shouldn't say friends, they're more like family now. So, okay, I'm going quiet so you can listen. So good morning. It's 6 o'clock. So good morning, Miss Cheryl.
Good morning.
So we have 𝗃𝗍𝐿𝐶𝐵𝐵 with us this morning.
You always have me.
Lord.
You know, I got to think.
And we have Switch Mary with us. Switch Spice is with us.
And I'm switching to French. Bonjour.
Mary always comes with something new. And look who's back. We finally got her out of lockdown. Oh, Westy is back with us. And so this morning, we say welcome to our newest Spice Girl and our final Spice Girl. Yep. The Spice Girls are now complete. There will be no more Spice. It would be too hot for Ray next time he came walking with us. So we welcome Caroline with us.
Thank you.
As Cruising Spice. Okay, glasses are not working. Lot of coffee. And of course we're missing our quiet soul, but I know he will pop up sooner or later. So I should say good morning to our EMC family again, our YouTube family who come on and watch later. I have a big shout out to one favorite of mine, YouTuber, who comments every day and tells me, I've watched this and I've seen this and all that. So a big shout out to Lynette. Good morning, Lynette. I know you keep promising me that you're going to come and walk with us. So I hope to see you soon. I know you keep saying you want to meet Nick. So when you watch this later, here's a big shout out to Lynette. Thank you for coming and always encouraging and sharing all the things that you enjoy about the EMCs. So as I shared, this was the St. Anne's Castle that was turned into St. Anne's Fort, and these are part of some of the original barracks built during that time period. And it's so lovely to see everybody on. It's a lovely cool morning here in Barbados. We've been having some nice warm temperatures and we hope that they will get better. We're hoping that this coolness and this rain that we're getting, these slight showers, will continue. So we're crossing the road so you can see these beautiful buildings that have been here since the 1700s. The doors and the windows tell a story of their own. Some of them are in really disrepair and need fixing. Some are boarded up, which is not good. I think if our defense force people should be trained in being able to do minor repairs. But isn't that just beautiful? I'm going to raise my hand as high as I could possibly raise it for you to see. This road is lovely and busy at this time of morning. As we all know, it's a main artery into Bridgetown. So everybody is on the road this morning, Saturday morning. Turn back up. That's the road that takes you up to, I can't remember which highway this is, but that's all the way past the Garrison, the clock tower. Sorry, it's Highway 7, and I should know better. It's Highway 7. So here's the back of the clock tower. We just heard a chime at 6 o'clock. I know Ray is hoping that we will hear the 7 o'clock chime. Hopefully we'll be in this general distance, in this general area, so we should hear the 7 o'clock chime. Yes, thank you somebody. I know it's Highway 7. It came back. The joys of doing those 7 morning walks is sometimes you're trying to multitask and remember so many things that you forget some things. So here's the entrance into St. Anne's. and hopefully the security will not come. Jeremy, I hope that you got me clearance and the security. So, we're going. So the first, stop I am making along the way, I think it will go again. Like I said, we're looking at the back of the clock tower, and this beautiful building is different events happens there. Then there's one further down here that must have been a residence too, that sadly is starting to fall into disrepair. But what we are walking alongside is the wall of the Barbados Light and Power. And the Barbados Light and Power is what was in the commissary, the provision store. And then after a while, they turned it into the theater. In 1909, the Barbados Light and Power took over the building and has been in that building over 100 years. And it's a beautiful building inside as well as outside. At Christmas time and Independence, they decorate with the lights, and it's usually one of the most beautiful sights along this route. So all of this is part of the Light and Power plant that takes care of the electricity of the island. They are here and on the Spring Garden Highway or the Mighty Griner Highway. If you come to the end of the highway, as if you're going back up University Hill, you will see the unit of the Barbados Light and Power. And as Nick always does the walk at the back of, by the hot pot, you see the back of the Light and Power's generating plant. And all of that is the main source of electricity for the island. There are some of the horses going back in from their baths down at Pebbles Beach. And here we are. And just to let you see the beauty of this building, I'm going to cross. Thank you. Yeah, just crossing so that our family can see the building from the other side. Because the beauty of this old building is to see it from this angle. And so, really, I'm gonna have to be shouting this morning so you can hear me. But this is the old commissary, and this is where they would have, if you needed food and all of that, everything that was stored here for the Defense Force, the British forces to use, was stored in this building. And so this beautiful building has been kept by Barbados Light and Power and has been restored. And like I said, if you've been here in the island, please come and have a look at this building around Christmas time or Independence. It's beautifully decorated with all the trimmings, and it's really a pleasure. So they have been here since 1909 after an Act of Parliament, and they have been in this location as well as the Spring Garden location. So we're gonna cross back again because we just wanted to do. Hi. Sorry? Oh, play road tennis?
Yeah, they got a road tennis court at the car park.
Oh, okay. But we were going this way. So I hope that everybody has got a chance to look at our blog last week of Flower Forest. That was so beautiful and so serene at that time of morning. If you're ever on island, please go. It's worth the visit. The flowers, the fauna, just the sweet serenity of that place is so, so beautiful. And here's another horse coming back. So yes. And just up the hill is George Washington's house. Look at the smile on his face. The horse was happy. I'm sure everybody's trying to head down to see. And just another view of this beautiful, beautiful building. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And just imagine that in lights or Bajan flags and bunting and celebrating. And there are pictures of it during different when Queen Elizabeth was crowned, when her father was crowned, that it's lovely decorated. So it's a really beautiful building. And we're on Bay Street, which is relatively quiet this morning. Give this same street an hour and it is busy. Or if you've ever been here at All Year's Night and everybody's trying to get down inside to the fireworks, to see the fireworks on Hilton and Pebbles Beach, this junction here is just a source of craziness. So this building right here, Exotic Woods Limited, that was the old juicy factory. If everybody remember that, this is where the old juicy factory used to be. Right here on this wall was the big juicy sign, and in those days it was only red juicy. I think they also used to bottle for Pepsi as well, but this is where they started. Let me see if I'm the only young person who can remember this.
Yes.
Mary, do you remember what this building was used for? What was this building used for?
I really don't know.
This is where the old juicy factory used to be. You remember the juicy factory?
I remember the juicy
because the juicy sign used to be right there. Actually, the pegs that used to hold the sign are still there in the wall.
Wow,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was a juicy.
It was a juicy factory. This is where Nick started working. So you know how long Nick has been around. That he's worked at the juicy factory.
How do you know that? The history.
Yes, I remember that. That was a juicy factory. Look.
Grilling him.
Yes. No, I know. No. Oh my gosh, look at that beauty. Look how close we are to her this morning. Good morning. Oh, she's beautiful. I hope it's a she. If not, I've just renamed the horse. So we're gonna go a little ways down and then come back a little way. So yes, all of that used to be the juicy factory. I think that this building too was part of it before it became a laundromat. And then along here is this lovely mall. It's a small mall, but has gone through several different changes over the years. They currently have a place called Indian Grill that do fantastic rotis here, and that is so lovely. And as you walk down this road will take you into the Bay Street Esplanade and the Prime Minister's building, and we walked there alongside the beach. Good morning. Morning. And this whole area used to be called Short Hall before it became Bay Street. And I've come this way to show you a building that was the private residence of the officer commanding the Royal Engineers. After the departure of the British forces in 1905-1906, this house was used as the Royal Mail and the Royal Hotel before becoming the headquarters of the Royal Barbados Yacht Club in 1924. And it's now called the Barbados Yacht Club. And look at this beautiful. And you can see the symbol of what it was. Let me step back. Can you see the cannonballs on the top of the columns to the entrance to the Barbados Yacht Club? And at the back of there is Radisson, that used to be Grand Barbados, that used to be Holiday Inn at the back. And this is beautiful. They have lovely tea parties here. You can come here for lunch. Look at that. I'm sorry that I'm moving so fast this morning, but I just want you to also experience the horses as well. Yeah. Sorry, I can come? Sorry. The gentleman is kind of signaling to me to come, which is security. Hi, good morning. So this is the morning, the beautiful grounds of the Yacht Club. Good morning. Good morning. Just having a quick look around. Go ahead, yes, go ahead. Say thank you, thank you, thank you. See? So this is where, and you can see the sign above, the cannons are in place, the anchor, all symbols, and the symbol of the Royal Yacht Club, Barbados Royal Yacht Club 1925. It's so beautiful. And the Barbados National Trust mark showing that it's an historic building. There are things that we at the AMC cannot plan, and this is one of them, because I did not think that we would be allowed to come this far into the grounds, which is so beautiful. So you are having an EMC first. Look at that. And so I see the Shot Hall bar, because this whole building was called Shot Hall and all of that. And the walls have all the flags, different memorabilia. And because the Yacht Club persons have their boats here, so they were allowed to sail in regattas. All that happened here. At the back of the wall are Commodores of the Yacht Club. This is the area. I hope it's not too dark and you can still see, but this is the area that they have their tea parties and their luncheons, and you could rent. And when these doors are open, it's a beautiful ambiance. And I'm going to be a little mischievous. We've never done this before. An EMC first. I'm in the Yacht Club, walking up the stairs for you to see the second floor of the Yacht Club, an area I have never been myself. The back of Radisson, the tennis courts, the beautiful Pebbles and Carlisle Bay area where the yachts are stored. So this is lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So here we go. Back down the stairs and back out. So isn't this beautiful? We got to do a morning first of the Yacht Club. So it is amazing. Thank you. Thank you, sir. I love to say thank you. I have been to the Yacht Club for tea parties and lunch, but that was a joy to just walk through there without anybody's. You went below? I went below, went up the stairs so that we can have a nice view. So thank you so much. You never know what you can find on a morning with us.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yes, so thank you to this dynamic duo. Have a wonderful day. Be safe. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Yes. So, isn't that beautiful? And good morning. And oh, I hope you have on your blinder makers. And there are the cannonballs at the top, symbolizing that it's a military building, part of the historic garrison. and the beautiful yacht club. This is the Shell gas station, and I'm sure there would have been another home here or military building that has been moved for progress. But yes, isn't that just wonderful? I must say I'm extra hyper now, because I thought I would talk about the building. Good morning. Good morning. I thought I would talk about the Barbados Yacht Club and what it would be, and just stay at the gates. I could not imagine that we would get to walk inside at this time of the morning and see that beautiful grounds. So yes. So we're walking back to the street that takes us down inside to Pebbles Beach and towards the Hilton. And like I said, it's a quiet morning. Thank you, thank you. This lady is letting me pass. I think the others think I'm moving too fast this morning. I'm stretching them out. They're slowly coming. I'm sure you've heard the Bajan warrior, but you haven't seen him. He's hiding from the camera this morning. Because you see, Jeanette is here, so she's keeping him in line. So he's not giving me any trouble this morning. I must say, I have to look back at this plant. This tree is so beautiful. As I'm walking by it, the aroma is so lovely. Look at that. It's in full bloom this morning. Oh, you saw him hiding? Yeah, he's trying to hide. Isn't that beautiful this morning? Beautiful pinks and yellows and palms. So I don't know, a lot of you remember the beautiful brown sugar. Sadly, that is closed. But that was a restaurant. Totally Bajan cuisine. Fantastic food. Dessert was lovely. Service was excellent. And the prices were reasonable. Sadly, they are no longer open. And I noticed the other day I had to come down here for a meeting in Island Inn, and I noticed that the monkeys had taken over this building and was inside playing, because the whole layout of the Island Inn restaurant was one that was kind of an open concept. So sadly it's there in disrepair. It would be lovely to see somebody take that over. So the next building that we're coming up to, you must understand, in the 17 and 1800s, there's no television, there's no internet. Everything, if you write a letter, it has to go by sea till when it gets to its next destination. So to keep the natives happy, to make sure the fellas keep working, you have to have somewhere where you can store your rum. And this building was the rum storage for the British regiment. It was constructed in 1804 and now is the quaint 24-room all-inclusive hotel called the Island Inn. And I'm hoping that they will let me in, because last time I was here, they have some beautiful, beautiful prints of the building inside. Where did they disappeared? Okay. They'll catch up with me. So yes, we're going to the Island Inn. Good morning. Good morning. So I wanted you to see this. Right here inside the Island Inn, they have this plaque that describes the building and the area. So it says the Island Inn began life in 1804. Based on this plan, it was a rum store erected to contain 500 puncheons, which is barrels. The second of the 3 large garrison warehouses, the original 75 by 100 feet, constructed of 3 wings. And so it shows this plan right here of the Island Inn building. So it was building B, that's where we are, as it was constructed in 1804. And the provision store was here. So we walked along this street here and turned here. This is where the Barbados Light and Power is now, and that was the provision store. We walked along here. Hope your eyes can see my hands. So let me just drop it again. So here is the Barbados Light and Power building, and we walked this street and turned here, and this is the Island Inn, which was the rum store. And again, this now is a drawing. This drawing was done in 1804 of the area. This drawing was done in 1906. And again, here is the Light and Power building. Hope you can see that. And there's the street that we walked in, and here is the building we are in now. So I wanted you to come in, and that is sitting right inside Island Inn. And look at these walls. Look at the beauty of this building. And those bricks tell a story because they tell you the original look of the building. Good morning. Just taking a quick little tour, showing my online family your beautiful hotel. No, I'm not here. I was just taking a quick look at that map, so I'm leaving right now. Okay, thank you. I know purebred Barbadian.
Yeah, you on vacation?
No, I live here 24/7. Thank you so much. But I've been here so many times. Was here recently and saw that beautiful historic information. So I wanted to share that with everybody online. Yes, as well. Yeah, this is so beautiful. Do you know what this was? This was something original too to the building. Yes, because this looks like some sort of carving that was done, that was preserved. So if you get a chance, everybody, and you're here, come and have a stop at the Island, and you can come in, have a drink at the bar, and have a look around. Yes, I was showing everybody, see the original bricks of the walls of the building there. Yes.
So pretty.
Yes. And they have the original maps done in 1804 and 1906 of this area. Wow. So how everything was laid out. So it's so beautiful. And this is a lovely all-inclusive hotel. So if you get a chance, please come to Island Inn. Here's another horse. Isn't that beautiful? So this morning, guys, 2 for 2. We got to walk through Barbados Yacht Club. We got to walk through Island Inn, and you get to see the heritage, and again how older buildings belonging to a previous time can be revitalized and currently used. So isn't that just so beautiful? And
Coming to the cruising club.
and the cruising club, which was named in honor of the late Earl Walton Barrow. So we're going to talk a bit about that. We're going to talk about Radisson. Everybody remember when Radisson was Grand Barbados and Island Inn? And I remember when it was Island Inn. My uncle used to work there. Lunch there was always a treat. So let's step over, and you get to see this lovely sign about the Barbados Cruising Club. Salutes the Right Excellent Earl Walton Barrow. And these things are part of our history. So So the Barbados Cruising Club was set up. They were opened because the yacht club was exclusive to the whites and the blacks weren't allowed to come in. That's part of our history. That's what happened. And therefore the Barbados Cruising Club was established in 1957, and it was dedicated in the memory of Earl Walton Barrow, because he was too an avid sailor. So that's the location. They do lovely lunches. I've gone there for a back in time fat. That was the bomb. So that was lovely too.
I heard the music that they played was actually after your time. Already feeling that back in time.
Do we hear a voice? Hark! I think I hear a voice. Hark! I think I hear a voice. I haven't seen the body yet that goes with the voice, but hark! I hear a voice.
Excuse me, man. You were insulting me?
No!
Jeanette, please strike the horse. Don't mind.
no.
Come over here with me a minute.
no.
Come over here a minute.
I said hark.
Come a second.
I hear a
she
voice.
said she's been insulting me all morning. Come
I
here.
said hark. I hear a voice.
You think Shazzy insulting me?
The dynamic duo is back. No.
Nobody can insult him.
No.
Ray got a strike for insulting him.
Oh, *𝗃𝗷𝗃𝗲.
Absolutely perfect.
I'm not Ray. Hark. It's hark. Somebody said hark is the liar.
She said, I'm not Ray, so you can't strike me.
No, I did not say that. You imagine? So also his hearing is going, everybody. He keeps changing up things. But look.
I didn't hear it.
Here.
So
Let me hear.
the beautiful dynamic duo are back again. Isn't it so wonderful to see them? How lovely they are. It's so cute. You know, sarcasm is not. No, it's not sarcasm. It's total love. Total love. Can you not see? Can you not hear the love in my voice for these two wonderful people who walk during the week so that I can walk on Saturdays? Isn't that just amazing? They're so cute.
Call him Switch Nicky.
Switch Nicky. Mary's calling him Switch Nicky. I think that's cute. We'll get him a t-shirt with that one on it, Switch Nicky.
You hear what Mary's doing?
Mary gets a strike.
Give Mary a strike, please. Thank you.
The Cheryl go on the beach. Oh, I'm not into food this morning, but where's Cuz? Oh, Cuz is there for the fish cutters.
Been there. This
Yeah.
is second generation cuz.
Wow, second generation.
74 and had a fish cutter right here.
Okay, so Mary was here in 74, and she said this is now a second generation business. So that is fantastic.
Well, I was 3 years old.
Fantastic.
Really, I remember that.
And that's what we need to hear, that businesses go down another generation and it doesn't close with the original owner. So that is lovely to know. Hopefully they may be open later so we can all have a fish cutter.
Kim got one.
Yeah.
She said good one, Mary.
Ah. So this location, sadly, all barricaded up, was once the mobile, the offices for mobile gas, and once they closed and got incorporated into another business, these grounds were closed. There were tanks here that were removed, but this ground was established in 1780 when the permanent British garrison was here. It was intended to be a burial place for the British soldiers and their families. Over time, other former military men and women, including members of the militia and of the West Indian regiments, were also interned here. In 1919, the government leased lands at Neiman's Point to the British Union Oil Company for creating an oil storage facility. And that lease covered the space occupied by the burial ground, which had then been abandoned after the British troops departed in 1905. So this was the original burial ground, and it was turned over to the British Union Oil Company so that they could put tanks down after the British depart, because it fell into disrepair. The oil company proceeded to flatten the land and head stones in order to build the storage tanks. Fortunately, a group of concerned individuals intervened and managed to salvage some of the headstones and to fence off a portion of the land. In subsequent years, the Barbados Regiment, with the support of the Parks and Beaches Commission, have ensured that a landscape garden has been created and that the rededicated cemetery will be the final resting place for ex-servicemen and women. So that is the original site, all now sadly again abandoned once the mobile oil refinery company closed, being taken over slowly and surely by all the bushes. And I think they may have closed somewhere in the 1980s, if I remember correctly, or 1990s. It might be a little later, or early 2000s, somewhere in there. But sadly again, that location is in ruins. This is the lovely car park of the Pebbles Beach where the horses are, and we'll come back down there, but we wanted to take you to another site that we think sometimes gets forgotten in the midst of the whole historic garrison, because when men and women serve their country and protect their country, they need to be laid to rest and with respect and dignity. Not all of us are brave enough to hold a gun and a musket, and I'm sure, as those of us who have done research have found, that sometimes being in the military was a vocation so that you would have a pension. There weren't too many options, and this was one of the options, and therefore, you know, you did that so that you could get a pension, so you could take care of your family. And you can imagine that you decide to become to be a soldier or a sailor in the 17 and 1800s and do it for Britain and think that you're going to be in your area, and then you are sailing across seas to the West Indies and discover malaria and yellow fever and die and don't ever go back to your families. So when your family is trying to find out, not just from your war records, but what is your final resting place, then they need to see that as well. So kudos to those persons who, you know, pushed to make sure that these gravestones and headstones were not destroyed and that they found a place of honor. So here's the beautiful Hilton, and the Hilton now has been redeveloped. We all watched when the Hilton got imploded. The old Hilton, which was built in time for independence in 1966, and this new one built. And they're way down in the back, but they're gonna catch up with me. So I can't understand how Nicholas could want to be given strikes and was not seen all morning. Did we know he was here? He just popped up out of the blue, hoping that we would take the strike. But we're not taking the strike. It's Saturday. Docile Nicole is on the case. No strikes for Nicole. I'm sure he's now listening with the 10-second delay and telling Jeanette, you have to give her a strike, you have to give her a strike. No, no, no. I'll smile and bat my eyelashes at Jeanette, tell her how sweet and charming she is, and that will be it. No strikes. Oh, yes, they're trying to keep up with poor old Nick, yes. So when you're here at the Hilton, you have all this beautiful area to walk around, all the gardens, you know, the beaches nearby. You can take a stroll up the road because it's fairly close, as you can see from what we did this morning, and walk up to the Garrison and walk around, sit and do the sunrise at the Garrison. So Hilton now is a beautiful sprawling complex. It's more rooms, a different layout. Before, the smaller Hilton would allow us to see the lighthouse, but this grander Hilton does not, so you have to actually go on the beach to see the lighthouse that is here. And we are taking the walk that takes the staff of the Hilton to the back entrance. My son Alex did his internship here and he thoroughly enjoyed the experience. Oh, okay. So there seems to be a funeral at the military cemetery today. So another person is being laid to rest. So we're entering the military cemetery. And this too is part of the historic garrison. And you know, every time we enter a graveyard, there's always a serene calmness to it. I believe souls at rest should be serene and calm. And the cemetery is open from 8 to 6 p.m. daily. But I suppose if they're having a funeral today, they most probably are open. So look at this lovely sign here. So the Barbados Military Cemetery. This site is dedicated to the men and families of the British forces who died serving in Barbados in 1780 to 1906. Thanks to Barbados' good military defenses, no enemy has ever landed on its shores. Today, this cemetery is for those that served in the 2 World Wars and for those who have served since those wars. May they rest in peace. And this only reiterates what I was saying at the very beginning, that St. Anne's Fort, St. Anne's Castle, now St. Anne's Fort, was created to make sure that we never had a break in being taken over by the Spanish or the French. And that is true of Barbados. We have remained a British colony all the way up until we have now become a republic. So this is so beautiful, and these lanes are very lovely done. You know, you can see the graves are old. Yeah, I think so too. Thank you for the service. I myself have an uncle on my mother's side who went to war, and he went in the Second World War and never came back. And 2 on my father's side. One was he was a gunnery sergeant and died on a mission where he was on his last mission. He was coming in, and he's buried at St. Swithin's in England. A big shout out to them because they keep his grave in immaculate condition. And Ray, I hope you come here. So that's That's 1/4 or 1/2 I think. So as I was saying, yes, right. So my great uncle on my father's side, he was a gunnery sergeant, died on his last mission. He was coming in and died and was buried at St. Swithin's. And then I have another uncle who, when the Prince Edward who abdicated the throne to marry Wallis Simpson, he was he was in the Bahamas as governor for a while. I have an uncle, great uncle, who was one of his bodyguards, and we have that picture in our family. So whenever they bring out the poppies, I always contribute. As a student of my secondary school, I volunteered no less than 4 times, because I think it is important that, you know, persons who serve, they should be taken care of, and you know, and grounds like this be maintained. So this is so beautiful this morning. And all along the wall are plaques of different service persons who pass. And here is one in memory of Errol Walton Barrow, who was a flying officer in World War II. He became Prime Minister of Barbados, got my hand, and died in office the 1st of June 1987. And the reason why we will never see a grave of Sir Errol Walton Barrow is that he was cremated, and he believed himself to be a Caribbean person utmost. He loved Barbados, but he was a Caribbean person, and therefore his ashes are spread across the Caribbean Sea. Look at that. That is so beautiful. Look at this one. And this one is memory of 1939 to 1945, in the enduring memory of those Barbadian merchant seamen who gave their lives in the Second World War. And it indicates their last name. They have their last name and initial, and the ship that they served on. That is wonderful. So, you know, family members can come here and see these graves.
This is silk cotton. I bought it for you to have a look at it.
Ooh,
What
look at
everybody
that.
dreads for asthma and sinus.
Look at that, silk cotton. I've never seen that open like that.
Yeah,
Wow.
she's blooming right now. It's full,
Yes.
The whole place is full of it right now.
Wow. This is, you know, and you must understand that it takes a lot to keep these grounds immaculate, and they have all these benches in place again for family members, plaques along the wall. Look at this gentleman. He was born March, hope you can see that, tilt, yeah, let me go closer. So he was born March 18th, 1878, and died December 5th, 1899. And he was on the United States ship Lancaster. So this is what I'm saying, that you do this and you come here and you know, you never get back home. So there has to be, I'm sure that there is a niece or nephew, or maybe a child now who has a grandchild or great grandchild wondering what happened to granddad or great grandfather. And here is the evidence, and this is why we must preserve areas like this. What Nick was just saying about the silk cotton tree is in full bloom, and if you could get a look and see, look at the ground. all of this is silk cotton on the ground, so it gives the area like a lovely carpet feel. It is so beautiful. And so these tombstones are really old, EMC family. I mean, some of them now need to be whitewashed, and so that you can see, I mean, there's no wording on that one that we can make out, but it is so beautiful in here. What a lovely morning. Walking from the flag of Barbados on the flagpole down to this historic site of where persons who gave their life for their country are buried. It is a true, you know, sign of how respectful and how beautiful this whole historic garrison site is. You know, I applaud all the takemakers of these grounds, persons who come and give their time and energy for nothing to ensure that it remains, those who fight to make sure that things like this stay in place. This is part of our heritage. This is who we are. We did not get up one morning and just make ourselves. There are persons who lost their lives, who gave their lives so that we can have the privilege of doing the things that we do, and we need to make sure that we preserve everything in their honor to say thank you. You know, just to say thank you. And so I too would like to say thank you to this group of people who get up every morning at 4:30, especially on a Saturday morning, to walk with me, to accompany me, to show me little things along the way as I'm talking to you, to give their energy and time. You know, it's a beautiful thing to find another family that just come together out of love. That's all we are, just love. Just watch how they're interacting and talking with each other and sharing and pointing out things. Yes? Yeah. Isn't that just beautiful? So guys, I'm wrapping up. Would we like to say goodbye? I know, I mean, you go back and hear what I just said, what lovely things they said for you, so say goodbye.
Who's that, me?
Everybody. Everybody.
I don't believe that. I think you're fighting for more strikes.
Look and see, rewind and see what
I made sure I give her more strikes as well. Because they know.
Look at that. Come closer. Come on, show the love. I said, come show the love. Yes. The silk cotton tree is beautiful. I know that once I said come closer, Nick will just have to take it to a new level. But look at that. Look at the EMC love. And this is what you get if you come up with us on Saturday morning. You get all this love, including... Let me tell you, they fall for it every time. Do you hear the subtle love that I give them before I draw them in? Yes, yes, yes.
So, do you see me in the picture?
There he is.
That's the most important thing. Okay,
but I love Nick because he's been quiet for 2 Saturdays now, which makes this easier on me when he's not talking. I move a little faster and I get into less mischief. You know, I've been a little angel this morning, except for this moment. I am hugging Cameron. But all seriousness, all jokes aside, all seriousness, I love these group of people. They come out, their energy supports me while I do this. because we make this look easy, but sometimes we're like, can I do this morning? And their love and energy tells me, yes, I can. Yes, I can. And for everybody who comes out and joins us, thank you so much. You have no idea how much that means to us and how much we enjoy you. You see, even the phrasing I'm enjoying, I'm smiling from ear to ear.
So you can get yourself in the camera.
Of course, you know, Nick, I have learned from the best. So, from all of us to you, bye. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful weekend. And we'll see you again tomorrow.
Why are you blocking more of us?
Surprise.
Why are you blocking us, Nicole?
I'm not blocking you. Look at it. Bye. Bye, everybody. Nick will tell you where you're going tomorrow. And we'll see you again on Monday. So love, hugs, and kisses. See you guys.
Oh my
Bye.
God, you know. To her ears.
Oh, that's good.
I can
Get the hat.
Yeah.
Did you get that?
I saw
Okay.
I sent it to you.
You see the love? My ears are being
still on.
clean. Of course I'm still on.
She got rid of us and now she could pay her property.
Look who trained her.
What a camera hog. This is quiet time. Keep quiet, people. Keep quiet.